Back in Tidewater, Virginia, we find the Greenbrier Mall on the west side of Chesapeake, Virginia. This is a mall that will widely be ignored by the mainstream mall guys. So, how is it holding out? Let's step inside and find out. Greenbrier Mall opened its doors for the first time on October 7, 1981, spearheaded by Hallmark Development. Miller and Rhodes, Sears, and Leggett would be signed on as original anchors. In 1987, Hess's would come to the mall as a fourth anchor. In 1990, Miller and Rhodes would sell to Hecht's and become rebranded as such. Hess's would immediately sell profits in 1993, and Dillard's would acquire the store in 1996. Leggett, which briefly operated as Belk, would be sold to Dillard's in 1998, as Belk became allergic to Tidewater, Virginia. Dillard's was happy to operate in both locations, with the former Profits being the primary store, while the Leggett building would be used as the men's and children's store. In 2003, Greenbrier Mall would be renovated heavily, getting a new color scheme and an updated logo. Dillard's would consolidate into the Profit store, completely rebuilding the store from the ground up and bringing forward the dreaded pastel arch. In 2004, CBL and Associates would acquire the mall from Gregory Greenfield and Associates, the owners of the mall at the time, for the low price of $102.5 million. In 2005, JCPenney would finally open for business. Greenbrier Mall did have its share of trouble over the years. In 2006, while Macy's was busy devouring Hecht's, a woman would have been fatally shot in the mall parking lot. 2008, there was a rumor of increasing gang violence around the mall. Police spoke up about this and told everybody that these rumors were just that, a rumor. No major incidents were recorded involving gang violence. In 2012, however, a negligence lawsuit was filed against the mall over an incident in 2007 where a patron had lost their shoe on an escalator and got their hand trapped trying to retrieve it. Also in 2012, a kiosk in the mall had reported a pretty serious robbery. In 2015, it was reported that a youth escort policy would be imposed upon those under 18. Currently, the policy would be enforced between 6 p.m. to closing hours. That same year, Sears Holdings would spin off over 200 of its properties to Seritage Growth Properties, which would include the Sears store in Greenbrier Mall. Just 3 years later, Sears would finally throw in the towel and close down in September 2018. Recently, while recording this video, a plan has been unveiled by Seritage to replace the Sears store with a hotel, a Rosie's gaming emporium, and additional restaurant space. While this is still in the planning stages, Greenbrier Mall itself has managed to battle the bad press so far and remain alive and well. While it's certainly not in the best condition, it appears to be surviving and making the most for what it has to offer. Well, overall, the mall looks kind of meh to me. It has grown on me a little bit, but there's just not much that really pops out to me, if you know what I'm saying. The entrances are bare and minimalistic, the ceiling is basic, the floor is simple and formulaic of most malls. Although the clear-story windows are a nice touch, and the food court has some interesting quirks about it. Of course, this mall still has one big problem, and it's not the crime, nor is it the youth escort policy. The big problem remains Sears. Well, seared. That space has to be filled in, and I'm fairly certain that it can be done. I would presume CBL would still see this mall as a moneymaker, or at least a sustainable property. They shouldn't have too much of a problem finding a new tenant for that Sears, be it a Round One or a Dave & Buster's. A traditional department store would be difficult to attract to the Tidewater market, as most department stores familiar with the area already have their audience and locations. I suppose if all else fails, you could make studio apartments out of Sears. Okay, I take it back. This mall's dead to me. No pretzel twister? Can you even call yourself a mall if you don't have one? Come on, CBL. Okay. I'm just being a little facetious, alright? I'm just disappointed because Pretzel Twister is the best pretzel stand out there. After Lake Forest Mall, I still refuse to eat Auntie Annie's. Well, it may be a 2-floor mall, but it is still a pretty small mall. But that's alright. Small is good. You don't need a ton of leasable space to make a successful mall. As we wrap up the tour, don't forget to like, share, subscribe if you haven't already, all of that stuff. As we progress through the Tidewater, Virginia region, we're going to have some true gems coming up. Additionally, I can be found on Minds.com and Ko-fi.com. I also have a BitChute channel in the event that YouTube just ups and shuts down someday. We need a backup just in case things go wrong. Until next time, this is Doomie Grunt, wishing you and the Greenbrier Mall farewell and good luck.